It's another day, time to work on the steering. But first, we need to make some hoops. This is the manual tube ring roller I got from Harbor Freight. Used it a couple times. Kind of show you if you have one of these or you need to get one to make these rings. When it comes, it's got these washers on the outside, and you can kind of see you got some slop here and a little slop there. So when you're actually ringing this or making your rolls, you can kind of get your tube to kind of twist. So then it's almost going to look like a corkscrew if you do a really big one. Good thing to do is just go buy some 3/4 inch washers, put them on each side in here, and it's going to tighten this up. Well, this didn't work out like I wanted. We got some twists, especially in a short amount of pipe or short amount of tube. Is not good. So I think we're just going to pull out the regular tube bender and we'll use that. Oh, maybe the wall thickness is too thick since this is 1/8, but kind of look at it, you can kind of see that dog leg. Definitely not what we want. So we'll pull out the tube bender, the hydraulic bender, and see what we can do with that. Well, the manual ring roller's back in its little holding position. It failed us yesterday. You can see that tube is actually really twisted. You can kind of see it there. So went ahead and ended up pulling out the hydraulic bender. Just try to make a few little bends to see how it would work. So I came up with this for the top. And while I was there, I went ahead and made a few other little supporting tabs that we'll tie through later with some cross bracing, gussets, whatever. But I'm going to need this one probably to have a drop for the steering box. And then we can cut out our support beam there. So we'll go ahead and get these welded in. And then we'll, I guess, figure out the steering links, get those in, cut the tank, and kind of go from there. So you never know what's going to happen. You always have a plan. The plan fails, you got to do a different option. So don't get discouraged. You go through 4 or 5 different options before one of them works. So we'll figure it out. So we got our first hoop installed. We got a front nose cone kind of brace just to give a little extra support, and we'll be able to tie from this back to here. We'll probably have another smaller hoop through here. We'll kind of just put some more tube between each of them and some gussets, things like that. Just kind of stiffen it up, give it a nice little internal roll cage. But I think it looks pretty good. Looks like a dolphin. Really looks like a dolphin. Well, we lined up our tie rod, made it level across the tank. We know we have some movement back and forth when we're steering, but for right now, we're going to cut out this spot. And then once we get the link made, which I have some Heims on order, we can make the new one. And then if we need to, we can keep notching out a little bit more so we don't have it too big. All right, so we got our holes cut for the tie rod length, the drag length, the steering length, whatever you want to call it. Those are just kind of just tension strapped in because I'm going to make those with Heims or whatever. But until those come, just kind of give me an idea so I can get the holes cut out. So we got the steering box centered where we kind of want it. We got the Pitman arm is in there loose. Plenty of room down there. So once we cut the actual link here, we have a Heim. That should go back and forth. We got clearance there. I think that's going to work. The next step is to make a bracket to mount the steering box to. So we'll kind of see how we have to figure that out. That gives us plenty of room on the right for a gas pedal and then the brake pedal on the left, or however we're going to work that out. Let's make a bracket. Well, we're waiting on our Heim joints, so we're going to go ahead and make some more support arches for the tank. So we'll throw out the bender and see what we can do. We have the steering box rigged in. I don't think I could get any more straps on this thing to hold it and center it and keep it where I want it. So we're going to go ahead and get our support bar in, and then we'll be able to tack it to our bracket, and then we'll be able to do some cross bracing, things like that. We got some other brackets and stuff to weld in. So our first bit, we got this angle piece here. We're going to wedge it in, and it's going to tie into our two little other pipes here, or other tube. So we'll get that welded into here, and then we're going to do a gusset up through here, and then probably another one through here, and then another one down the bottom. You can't see it from here, but I'll show you later. So we'll get this tacked in, and then we'll start making some of our other little support brackets to keep this thing nice and tight. All right, that's good for now. So we'll go ahead and get our other little pieces, try to figure out what we're going to do to support here, and then we'll do another one from here down to the bottom through here, and that should keep it all racked. Pretty good. Now you'll see me use these like tension straps quite a bit. Touratech, they do a lot of motorcycle adventure gear and stuff like that. I've used these types of straps on a lot of motorcycle adventures in the shop. Kind of see the claw there, got the little teeth built in. Just these straps, go to Touratech and get you some. I'm not sponsored by them, not sponsored by anybody actually, but these straps are amazing. I've never had one come loose. I've been in some crazy stuff, and these things have held tight. So check out touratech.com. Amazing straps. Well, we made a template, transferred it to our steel, went ahead and drilled our holes. Go ahead and cut this out and get it kind of situated where it needs to go. And then I think we have another gusset that we're going to put into it too. So well, you can tell we don't have a lot of room to work with. We have our 23 Buick Custom that we're building. It's underneath the tarp. We have half the top tank on top of the car. We have the other tank, full tank that we're selling that we're not going to use on top of the car. So we're in a, with the workbench, we're probably in a 6-foot by 18-foot garage trying to get everything to work. And of course, the weather's not cooperating today. So we're on the fringe of the drip line, but do what you got to do. So it does look like there's a lot going on in here right now, but this was just there to support this when I got it tacked in. This was there to support it, keep everything moving, and this and this. So a lot of this is coming out. So we'll just have these 3 bars. This is a different view for you kind of see. This will end up sitting in here like that. But before we do that, we have this gusset here we just made that, let's see if I got this the right way. This will end up getting welded in like that to stiffen that up, and then we'll put our top plate on. Then that should be pretty rigid. I think we are going to do one more little brace just from here straight up, just to make sure. Overkill's better than underkill, if that's a word. Well, I have had some inquiries about t-shirts, something like that, for merchandise. We'll get to that point at some time when we have enough subscribers. I'm thinking if we get to 1,000, we'll start getting some t-shirts and stuff. I do have some shop shirts. You can see here I have a red one with the patch on it. Got a few different ones. I have some beanies and stuff, but those are just for me for right now. I do kind of starting to get a stockpile of a few things, but again, once we hit the 1,000 subscribers, we'll start getting the website up to get some merchandise and stuff out there. So be patient, share the page, help me get some more subscribers. It'd be greatly appreciated. Good morning. Well, it's cold today. Went from 60 yesterday to 30s today, so that's great. Winter's here. We got the plates cut for, and the gussets for the steering box, so we'll get those welded in. We're working on the tie rods right now, and then we'll do the drag link, stuff like that, so we can get everything welded kind of at one time. I'll show you how we measured for our steering link. So we took our existing one that came out. It was fine to use as a mock-up, but all of our joints and stuff, they'd have to be replaced. So we figured we might as well just go ahead and upgrade to some Heims. So again, we got the bungs, and we got a right thread, left thread. We went ahead and measured from our grease fitting, since we know that's center, and kind of just subtracted what it is from our bung and from our center hole. So we have this set up. We'll go ahead and get these welded. So we got all the braces off. Yeah, it turned out really well. Once we get all the tube work and stuff done, we'll take the tank off, flip the body upside down, and then we can get to all the other welds, get everything tidied up. But this definitely isn't going anywhere for right now. Again, this is my Dolphin. We're not tightening these all the way up yet. Just get them in there, make sure we're good. This finger tight's good, so we don't have any clearance issues there, so that's good. Let's go to the other side. Go. Well, we started working on our Pitman arm and our link to our outside rod there, but to the left it would work fine. To the right we'd get some rubbing on our radius arm. So we tried to adjust it and use some shims and try to push it down. It didn't work. We weren't getting enough. So I went ahead and bent the Pitman arm, and then I'll show you our rod. We actually put a little bend in that too, so we have clearance now. Let's line back up to where we're at. If you ever work on your Pitman arm, stuff like that, always make some reference marks, as many as you can, just so you can always kind of line it up. Makes it a whole lot easier than trying to take it off and put it back on. Now we're not cranking all this stuff down to torque. torque specs and everything else right now. We'll do that on the final assembly, but we are going to get the lock compressed and stuff. So let's rewind back up here. All right, here's our rod. You can kind of see we got a little bend in it. I don't know if you can see from that angle or not, but yeah, you can see it. It's just very minor, but it helps quite a bit. Here, I'm gonna have to get some. I'm getting some longer bolts for these, just for the way I had to shim it up and everything. So I might get some misalignment bushings or something for these Heims as well. All right, so you can kind of see we have a slight bend here. I'll cycle the steering. You can kind of see, but when this was straight, when it went left, we had plenty of room. When it came right, we got almost to the end of the cycle, but not much. So if we go return to the right, you can see we got plenty of room there. And then if we're going turning to the left, now see we're at full lock there. But if you straighten that out before, we were barely rubbing right here. So we fixed that now. And up here you can kind of see how our cycle works. This is a Saginaw 525 steering box with a quick ratio 16:1, and then I have the longer Pitman arm. So heck yeah, man, we have some steering. I think it looks pretty good. Got good clearance down there. I got about 3/4 of an inch. Starting to come along. We got some steering. Give you a quick little view of everything. So coming to the front of the Dolphin here. Got our steering box, our braces, our gussets. Everything's in. Got our Pitman arm in and adjusted. Same with the tie rods and the drag links, steering linkage, all that good stuff. So pretty good shape. Next step is we're going to start building some more hoops and bracing here in the front. We know we're going to take out this gusset, but I think this might be our firewall between our engine and trans and the passenger compartment. Go ahead and get this first one out so we can do some of our hoops on the bottom and a few on the top. And then once we get this next hoop in, we can do our steering link, work on our dash and our steering wheel. Thanks for watching that video. These have been pretty fun to make. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Learn a lot as I go. Hope you all are as well. Again, if you could subscribe to the channel, more videos and stuff coming soon. I appreciate it.